Alright, so here's my HDR image. Now, you might say, well, HDR is ugly. But this is ugly. Look at the histogram over here for a second. If you didn't go through my histogram lesson, well, I don't think I have that histogram lesson out on the videos yet. Histograms are like this. What you want to do is keep all your information within these brackets. If you go too far over, like if this spike was way over here on the black, what will happen is you will not be able to correct it that much because your blacks are already blown out. So you want the ability to adjust in your black area, and you want the ability to adjust in your white area. Too many whites is you get this very bright window. Too many darks, you get like, well, something you would look in your closet with the lights out. So this is perfect. The histogram is good enough where I can adjust stuff. Okay, I want the 32-bit channel. I want automatic curve response. I'm going to leave all this stuff on. If one of your pictures are causing some kind of vibration issues, you can simply uncheck it and that level of exposure goes away. Just know that if that level of exposure goes away, if you look at your histogram, it's shifting quite bad. So make sure your histogram doesn't crawl outside the white or black areas. Okay, I'm just hitting OK. This is a little bit faster. There we go. Right, still ugly, right? What about that window? I can't see out it. I can't even see that lamp on the table. There is one. Okay, so what I'm going to do is image mode and drop this to a 16-bit. Now, I was just preaching up 32-bit. What's wrong with the 32-bit? Well, as I said, you can't do much with it, and the exposure ratio needs to come down a little bit. So use local adaptation. Okay, automatically I can see the lamp. This is a good sign. If by just clicking on the local adaptation and your picture automatically kind of pans out, you did good HDR. Okay, but we still have some adjustments to do. So I'm going to drop this down and I'm going to use the curve. I'm going to click here on the curve and I'm going to just kind of do one of these numbers to it and everything gets real dark. I'm going to make a high corner for that. So right now it's on a curve. If I click corner, it'll pan it out so it's right here. This is my black where I'm cutting in at. Okay, I might choose to come in further. The problem with Photoshop though, you can't get too close and you can't zoom in. So just kind of know that. So on my white area, I need to compensate for it. So I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to bring this up and I'm going to corner it. And here's my histogram. Here's where my white area begins, right around in this area. So that is where I'm going to put my little dot. Okay, wow, look at that. I'm starting to see the neighbor's house here. See it? Okay. I can see cracks and crevices along the ceiling. I see my blacks are a little rich though, so I'm going to try to compensate for that. As I said, you can't zoom in, but you can double click in the area and it'll allow you to get a little bit closer to the where that curve starts. That's a cheap way to get in there. So if I double click around in, well, it used to work, but that's how you do it, believe it or not. Ah, there we go. So see down here in the area, I can zoom a little bit further in. So just by clicking on this gradient down here. Okay, so I want to do this so it looks good. I don't even care about the neighbor's house. As I said, I want to make it so I don't see them. I'd rather have some cool lighting coming in through the window. So right about there. Alright, when you're done, click OK. . 'Kay, 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 And there we go. So I could zoom in, I could see that lamp pretty good. I can see all the nuances within the room, but I love the lighting it produces in here. Again, you can really see just all the little cracks and crevices in the ceiling, even though you're not supposed to have those. I love that appeal. Now, this is a 16-bit, so you can still get away with lots of adjustment. If I went into the levels here, I could adjust the levels. I have this little spike I might want to get over. Okay, if I wanted to richen up my blacks, I could. So 16-bit offers a lot of adjustment here. It's like I can keep going here and not expose it, but expose it in a way that it's not going to get too blown out, only in areas that it needs to get blown out in. Okay, another thing I like to do is just do a little small color balance here. Just minute color adjustments. And I like to do a little contrast brightness using the legacy. I like that. It's a little under HDR, but that's alright. I like it. Okay, so that's it for this HDR lesson, and that's how you do it. Keep in mind, my living room's a bad example, another bad example, but a church are they're just so amazing. So if you can get in an old Catholic church and point your camera up at the stained glass windows, take several exposures of it, take it home to your Dexter's lab, and make an HDR image. It is amazing. So, just give you a hint. Just practice in your living room, and that way when you're going on vacation, you can do HDR. And that's it. Again, my name is Jason Welsh, and have a good tutorial.